Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another Empires and Puzzles video, and in this video we've got Soul Exchange number 4, I believe, and I'm going to do what I've done for the last two, which is the blind reveal. Before we get to this video, if you haven't checked out Gemstone Legends yet, come check it out. There are no joke thousands of players from Empires and Puzzles that have come over already, and for good reason. Simply put, it's a really fun game with some big advantages over Empires and Puzzles. We both know that the players that join these games earliest are some of the most dominant players. And this game is starting to really take off, so the longer you wait, the more you miss out on. Not only can you support the channel by using the download link in the description of this video, or by scanning the QR code on your screen, but doing so will also give you a free $50 starter bonus with an epic hero, gems, and gold coins, all for free just by using the link or QR code provided. And then when you start, you'll gain access to beginner events exclusively for players who use the link or QR code provided that will give you another strong epic hero, a set of 5-star legendary equipment, and a platinum scroll for another guaranteed epic or legendary hero. Lastly, I have created a bunch of videos in a Gemstone Legends playlist on my YouTube channel to make learning this game as easy and fun as possible. So hit that download link in the description and get started with one of the most fun and deep Match 3 RPGs. There's a great community in Gemstone Legends. It has some huge advantages over Empires and Puzzles. And overall, I think you guys are really going to like it. Where I do not know who's in there. As with last time, I've seen a prediction that I hope is not true because it just seemed too far-fetched to be true. But we'll see what happens. Unfortunately, I did see that somewhere. It looked like a joke, but I thought that about the last one too. So anyways, we'll see. I'm going to open it up here and go through them row by row. For what are they, 10, 15, and 20, I think. So yeah, we'll do what we've done before. All right, covered up. Oh man, I think, this is it. Wow, did someone crack the code at how to predict this? I don't know, I'm only looking at the first row, so I don't know if they're all the same, but I do remember seeing some of these. So anyways, we have... It says a lot that I don't even remember her name. Purple Hero of the Month on the left. Oh, wow. What was she? Something to do with the grimoire, which is like a crafting material. And she... Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I can click on her without looking at what's on the screen. Let me see if I can do that. Okay. Melisna, I think. In English, we'd probably say Malikna, but that's not her name. So 260 to target a nearby, and then a random chance to cast one of these things. When you get small amount of mana at the end of the turn, they have nerfed that since the release. But if you get the good one, minus 54% defense, attack, and mana generation, it's great. So let's see, if I were... Well, anyways, let's go through real quick. Then we have Hanitra, who's a decent dodge hero. Doesn't do any damage, though, so I was more into her than I ended up being, if that makes sense. Where at first I was like, oh, she's going to be great. She gains mana from buffs, so if you pair her with... oh, man, what's his name? Yellow Ninja Micah. If you pair her with Micah, then she can charge at very fast speed. But not dealing damage means if she's the only one left, like, yes, you might survive, but there's nothing to offset the survivability. Unlike someone like Inari, where I'm like trying to think of all these heroes I haven't thought about in a long time, where she does some damage at least. You have Gregorian next, who does a little bit of damage, gives you a increased crit chance, which is decent for Titans, not really relevant in PvP, I don't think. It could be used, you could make an argument for that, but that wouldn't be my choice. Then we have, so all heroes of the month so far, Russell, I think it was, who I believe gains mana for burn statuses. And then Vela, who, God, did she get buffed again recently? I don't think so. So if I had to pick one of these, God, I mean, they're just different. So if you want a hit 3, let's look at Russell real quick. Squint my eyes here. All right. Oh, never misses. So interesting pairing with like Wukong or something if you're trying to be real scrappy with your roster. Passive gains 5% mana each time an enemy receives burn. So in the right team, that can be quite good. Immune to increased attack and decreased attack. 350 to the target. Target and nearby receive burn. So if you pair him with another burn hero, you can be charging him pretty frequently. 350 is not very much. The never miss is kind of like a gimmick thing. So I don't know. Vela, I guess we can try to look at Vela again. 150, yeah, she's too weak these days. So if I had to pick one from here, I would probably Gregorian if you want to have the crit kind of thing in your roster. If you think you can make a decent burn team, then maybe Russell. And if you want a decent hit 3 or maybe the better of the damage dealers here, Melisna. All right, row 2. Oh my God. Wow, I cannot believe they're giving Ludwig away at 15 heroes. He is a phenomenal hero that I use constantly. Really, really nice to have for the current Styx Tower that we're on. Just gaining that much mana is really good for battles that have multiple waves because you can fire a lot of special skills in a short amount of time. So he is excellent. Used to be a perfect pairing with Znulfad, who could charge him with the 20% mana that he would give. It doesn't work anymore. Even if Ludwig has a level 29 troop, so I think he needs a level 23 magic troop, and then maybe it's enough with Znulfad. But that's a lot of troop specialization you need. He does work well with Grimble or other heroes that give mana for mostly Grimble, because Grimble can kill 5 minions at the same time, which gives 4 tiles of mana, which can go from 9 to 12 easily. Caitlyn, Slayer next. These just didn't work out. These were an interesting experiment where they're all slow, but they have beefier stats and they heal themselves, and they're geared towards like later game stuff, but just it's a fast meta still, and it has been for a long time, so not the best. Is she serviceable? Sure, but is she the hero that I would choose? No. Cristobal has high damage potential, but his good charge is at slow speed. I'm sure there's people that have used him, so if you think I'm overlooking a hero, let me know in the comments below who you think it should be. But I wouldn't choose him. Of this row, 100% Ludwig. You got to have the right heroes to work with him, otherwise you're also waiting for a slow hero. But the mana boost potential he has is just, there's nothing like it in the game. He is such an asset in so many styles of gameplay. Saoirse. Again, the Slayers, didn't really work. I've been using her on Titans only, and now still, or not using her anymore for Titans. So a failed experiment, in my opinion, not who I would choose. Cobalt is a great hero as well. Really good for the class that he's in, where he has 100% chance to bypass at his final charge, and can jinx, meaning the buffs do nothing to block you but can yield boosted damage. So he's still pretty good, though the stats are dated where he's like under 800 defense, just barely, I think, with full emblems. So maybe that's if he's built for attack. I just remember him being on the squishier side, so it's something to keep in mind. But with a good setup hero like who am I thinking of? Frida, or not Morel, not quite enough. A stronger hit 3 that does defense down. He can be part of a kill one side because he also has a 9-tile charge if you have a level 11 monotroop on him. So I still would give the edge to Ludwig unless you really need an attacker. Ludwig is just so unique. All right, last row. Oh my god. This is crazy. This was leaked somehow, but it looked fake. And I cannot believe that these are the heroes they chose. Like Emilio at 20? No way. Frigg at 20? You don't see Frigg anywhere. Falleen, yeah, okay. Costume Finley, that's a weird one too. Alfreich, I'm really surprised they're giving up the Rush Queen here. No idea who I'm going to take, but I do need to get rid of some heroes. So, Alfreich, phenomenal Rush hero, very hard to work with outside of Rush. She used to, again, with a level 29 troop and the 19th mono node, you could charge her in 9 tiles with Snowfod, but not since the nerf. So, hard to use her in PvP. I still see people do crazy things where like they'll use her on an attack team with no healers, like raiding me, and it's like, what are you people doing? Anyways, great for Rush, still the premier Rush tank at this point. So a solid choice there if you don't have her, because a lot of power there. Falleen is still a solid hit 3, but she's got some dated stats at this point. You know, that's unusual to see both under 800 like that with under 1400 HP. So not super solid, but still a decent choice. 330 and decreased mono generation is not bad. Frigg, again, pretty dated. We're now 2 seasons back. She did receive a nerf at one point, which was, maybe it was justified, I don't know. I still think she would have been fine because the heroes that are out now are far superior, so you know, they should restore her or something. But anyways, again, pretty dated stats. Pretty close to 750 and low 1300s is quite weak these days. But a hit all that can do defense down at fast speed. Realm bonus is pretty much useless. Class is nice. I still feel a weird nostalgia looking at this card when she came out, and I was like, whoa, she's amazing. People don't realize how good she is. And the game has changed a lot since then. But I still feel that looking at it, which is interesting. Emilio, I had high hopes for this guy when he came out. I thought he was going to be really good, but I barely use him. If you don't have any buff block or status ailment blocking in your roster, he could be good because he has very fast speed. He's got somewhat tanky stats, which is kind of nice. This family bonus is fantastic. 50% chance to cleanse every turn is really fucking good compared to some of the other ones. Even the newer ones, a lot of them are worse than this. But for 20 euros, God, this burn is not that significant. You'd have to like really build a team all around statuses for his impact to be significant. He doesn't quite do that much, but if you don't have a status ailment blocker, maybe it's good to have because you can avoid a lot of dangerous things at very fast speed, which is helpful. And he does do things. You can work with him, you know. He does heal, and if you're using his special when the burn is already there, then they receive a bigger burn, and etc., etc. Costume Finley, pretty nice. Fighter class, which is great. Family bonus is actually strong if you have all 5 heroes, otherwise not really that significant. To put it in perspective, that same mono boost is available with only 3 Halloween heroes, so almost like twice as good. You don't get the attack boost, but it's not really that significant. It's not nothing though either. So very solid. Minus 50. You have the potential for minus 56% defense to everyone for 3 turns. However, you have to be fighting a team that has buffs on it for that to happen, and that's the part that's a little bit hard to count on. Or you just have to, like, if you're using them in a war team, be like, all right, I have a Freya tank here, so I can count on there being a buff and I can flip it, and then what am I going to do after that, you know? So actually following up a full team Finley hit, costume Finley hit with Cobalt is pretty solid, but he's not quite a meta hero, but he's good, you know? He's no Anne, but nobody is as good as Anne because she's the best hero in the game. So, yeah. I'm biased, I think, because I have some of the support heroes to make someone like Ludwig shine, but he's very good. He's actually phenomenal, offers a crazy amount of utility. Just keep in mind that he is slow speed, so you do have to work with that. If you can afford something outside of the first row, I would suggest that. There's no one really that impactful in the first row. Like I explained, Russell you can work with, Gregorian maybe. Second row, for me it's going to be Ludwig or Cobalt. There's some people who are going to tout the benefits of these slow heroes, but I don't think they do enough. You know, Ludwig is super impactful at slow speed. The final row, Alfreik, if you didn't have her for Rush, probably, depending on if you really need something faster in your roster. Emilio, if you need status blocking. Finley, if you're willing to work with him to find the right spot, because if he does hit everyone, he's really good. Anyways, hopefully that helps you make your decision. I don't want to make this video too long, so let me know what you're going to choose in the comments below. Let me know if you have any theories on how this person keeps leaking the correct lists 2 months in a row. I don't understand how, and I totally thought this was going to be fake because these are weird choices. Ludwig at 15 is bizarre, and Emilio at 20. So anyways, share all those thoughts down below. Please hit that like button and subscribe if you enjoy the videos. Show your support. It's only a couple clicks and it helps me out a lot, so thank you guys for doing that. I really appreciate it, and thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.